Hello, this is Mark Ginsberg, and welcome to my weekly podcast of CHRYSALIS, the Family Adventures. Today, we come to episode 42, which centers on a big issue that has been in the news since time immemorial, as noted by its title, The Right to Bear Arms. It is fast-paced, with a lot of confrontation happening between the family and Jenny and her husband, who came uninvited. Here are the specs. After a series of flashbacks that led to Jenny's and Tom's sudden unexpected appearances during the family dinner, Joey, now livid over Jenny's disrespect of him and Giselle, confronts Tom angrily, who at first treats Joey as an ally against their cheating wives. But Joey gives Tom his anger at both his and Jenny's barging in, to which Tom, still half trying to elicit Joey's alliance, tells Joey he should be confronting his own wife. But Jenny takes offense at Tom's double standard in light of his own cheating, Tom saying he caught her while she never saw him in bed with another woman, further getting Joey livid and barking at them to both leave. And now Tom retorts angrily, telling Joey to keep his own wife away from his house, to which Joey gets in Tom's face. Tom retorts with a classic pre-fight denial that he came to fight, turning again to an ultimatum to each woman to stay away from the other one, completely oblivious to Giselle's repeated affirmation of agreement that she herself wishes nothing more than that. Joey makes a stronger ultimatum for Tom to leave, then Tom pulls out his gun, causing the women to shriek. Joey very quietly tells Josh to get his gun, while he just stands as Jenny keeps angrily confronting her husband to put the gun down, and Giselle manages to get to the kitchen and calls 911, but Jenny yells at her husband to put away the gun. Giselle returns and screams the same, throwing him off a little, and Mike gets in the fray, invoking gun laws to Joey, and gets in Tom's face, yelling and trying to get the gun away from him, which is enough for Joey to lunge at him. The guns drop, and the two men get into a tussle, which the women try to stop, but an invitation to Giselle by Jenny to run away starts a verbal fight between the women. Un momento. Griselda, puede set up. Oh, never mind. The child is playing on the phone. Okay. All right. The guns drop. The two men get into a tussle, which the women try to stop, but an invitation to Giselle by Jenny to run away from starts a verbal fight between the women, and the chaotic antagonism is stopped, and a shot rings out, hitting the doorpost, and all eyes are on Josh, who, pointing the Joey's gun at Tom, pleads with the adults to stop their fighting. He politely asks the uninvited couple to go, Tom threatening to report him as he leads a frightened Jenny out of the door, while Joey praises his son, but police sirens stop them. Joey quickly says to Josh no one was in danger while grabbing his own gun back and shoving it in his pants, just in time for the police to arrive, saying somebody reported hearing the shot. Tom accuses Josh of attempted murder, which angers Joey, and Giselle pulls him back, but he insists on pointing out Tom's gun on the floor as what went off, and thus Tom being guilty, which of course sets Tom into an uproar, and the police silence them and restrain both men, upsetting Tom, who says it was Josh who tried to kill him. The police question the women what really happened, and they repeat their husbands' conflicting stories. They then ask Mike and Josh who wants to be the tiebreaker. Mike hesitates. Josh says Tom had the gun pointed at his dad, and he got scared. They press him whether he fired the shot, and he denies it was him. Just they were lucky when his dad lunged at Tom, but Joey cuts him off quickly, saying the gun went off accidentally, and the cops, clear they won't get any coherent story, take everybody's information, ask Tom and Jenny to wait outside, and all the family members inside while they run background checks on all of them. And now let's hear episode 42, The Right to Bear Arms. Fade in, voiceover. Previously on CHRYSALIS, The Family Adventures. Internal, the house, entrance, and living room, night. 3 police officers are standing at the door where Giselle, Josh, Joey, and Samantha are. Giselle holding her phone. Police Officer Johnson. Are you Joshua? Josh. Yeah, I'm Josh. Why? Officer Johnson. I'm afraid we're going to have to take you into custody. Cut to internal, upstairs hallway to bathroom night. Samantha tiptoes stealthily and enthusiastically and opens the medicine cabinet where she sees a bottle of Vicodin, which she opens and pops what looks like 3 or 4 pills in her mouth, all with a big smile. A similar bottle of prescribed Xanax is next to the Vicodin bottle. Cut to internal, hospital, waiting room, alcove, night. Giselle. All right, that's it. I'm going out and get myself a drink. The kids are locked up. See you later, Joey. Cut to internal, bar, restaurant, night. Giselle and Jenny are really having a good time, laughing it up and giggling at the bar. Her arm around Giselle, Jenny leans in and makes contact with Giselle's mouth in a kiss. Giselle, shocked, retreats from it. Cut to internal, hotel room, night. Giselle and Jenny are in bed together, under the covers, barely visible, yet visible in the darkness, giggling like schoolgirls. Giselle with a huge grin. That was amazing. Cut to internal, Jenny's house, bedroom night. Giselle and Jenny are in Jenny's and Tom's bed together under the sheets lying closely next to each other. All of a sudden, the door opens dramatically and in walks Tom. Cut to same scene a little later. Giselle is on her phone. Tom starts to move in on her. Jenny, as she says the following, tries to fight him off. Jenny, Tom, stop. No, come on. I'm the one you should be talking to. Leave her alone. As she speaks, Tom reaches forward to grab the phone out of Giselle's hand. Jenny tries to stop him. Cut to Giselle's phone is suddenly yanked away from her ear by Tom. Jenny grabs him to pull him back, and the phone drops on the bed. He scrambles with her and the bed to retrieve it, but Giselle grabs it. Cut to Giselle. Don't touch me again or I'll call the police. Cut to internal, the house, living room, dining area, twilight. The family, including Mike, are around the table eating. All of a sudden, a loud bang at the front door interrupts them. Amid everyone's expressions of utter shock and fear, Joey. What kind of monster is that banging so loud at this time of night? Cut to Joey opens the door. Jenny is there. Cut to with Joey still holding the open front door. Jenny is sitting in his chair at the table. Giselle. Whatever it is going on with that crazy, scary husband of yours, I can't be part of it. Jenny. Well, tell me this then. Who welcomed you into her home when you needed a place? Suddenly, Tom enters, looking upset and angry, causing a stir, particularly on Joey's part. Caption. And now, continuing on, in and out of the cocoon. Theme music / display. Caption. The family adventure continues. Internal, the house, living room, night. Tom quickly scopes the room, looking for who's where without saying anything. Joey. Hey, what is this, a free-for-all? Tom, suddenly noticing and looking at Joey. Oh, you must be the other poor victim of this female sex party. Joey, taken aback. Excuse me, but who invited you? This is not a family invitation to dinner. In fact, I'm trying to get our other intruder to leave. Doesn't anybody have any manners anymore? Tom. That's something you should be asking your wife. You should have seen these two cavorting together in my bed. Jenny. Who made it your bed all of a sudden? You're not even there most of the time, speaking of cavorting around with women. As Tom walks over to the table, Joey following behind him. Tom. You never seen that. I saw you. Jenny. Are you for real? Joey. Loud, firm. Hey, both of you. Take your stupid argument back to your own home, where it belongs. Tom. Then tell your wife to stay away from it. Giselle, no argument from me there. Joey, getting in his face. Hey, excuse me? Tom, I didn't come here to argue with you. Joey, well, you came so. Tom, cutting off to Jenny. You stop coming here, Giselle, to Giselle, and you stop going there. Joey, hey, Tom, this thing is over. Giselle, hey, did you hear me say I couldn't agree with you more? Tom, I see you around my house again. Joey starts toward Tom. Giselle, simultaneous to Tom. What is wrong with you? Joey, lunging at Tom to grab his arm. Nobody, it's you who needs to leave now. Tom reaches quickly in his pocket. Now, all this is happening simultaneously, practically, so it's a little more chaotic the way it comes off. Giselle, Joey, call the police. Don't do anything you'll regret. Tom quickly pulls out a gun, causing both women to shriek loudly, and Joey, Mike, and Josh to freeze. Joey, quietly. Excuse me, Josh, can I see you please for a second? To Tom, you better put that gun away before you get in trouble. Just get your wife and we don't have to see each other anymore. Tom, that'll be for me to decide. Joey, practically inaudible to Josh. Get my gun quickly. Tom, screaming. Hey, what are you mumbling? Everybody freeze! Nobody go nowhere. Jenny, screaming louder. Tom, stop! Are you crazy? Joey quickly surges at the distracted Tom, throwing his hands to Tom. Jenny, you reached a new low with stupid. At Joey's provocation, quickly regains control and points his gun at Joey's face, causing the women to again shriek and Mike to freeze and Josh unnoticed to have disappeared. Tom, not a step closer. Internal, the house, kitchen, night. Giselle is holding her phone and dialing 911. Giselle, hello? I'd like to report an intruder in my house. My name is Internal, the house, living room, night. Tom maintains his gun pointed at Joey, who just stands coldly without budging. Jenny, hysterical, angry. Tom, are you crazy? Put the gun down now. Mike, looking flabbergasted and scared, observes the scene. Tom, he threatened me. I'm just defending myself. Jenny, well, you can put away the gun now because he's not doing anything. Giselle, I'm so sorry. Looks around. Oh, great. Now she disappeared. Giselle enters the living room. Giselle screaming. I suggest you put the gun. The shock throws Tom's attention off, and Joey looks for an opening, but that gets Tom's attention, who focuses the gun right at Joey. Tom, what? You threatening me? Giselle, still loud. Please, sir, put the gun away. I swear I'll never. Tom, he started it. Mike, from a distant corner, also, his semi-hysterical voice focused on Joey. Wow, I don't believe this. How do you feel now about gun safety laws? Still believe violence pays? Tom, thrown off, turned to Mike and how do you... Maybe you'd like to take the bullet for your... Giselle, looking quietly at Mike. Mike, not... Joey, clenched teeth, smooth, semi-smooth. Be quiet, Dad, and don't say anything. Intelligent sounding. Jenny, moving quickly at Tom, loud enough. Tom, this is enough. Give me the gun. She gets real close to him. Joey starts to move towards Tom stealthily, with Jenny reaching as though if to grab the gun, dislodging and distracting Tom, upon which Joey takes another lunge at him, this time grabbing his arm with the gun, causing it to drop and throwing a big, well-aimed punch to his face. Everybody in the room screams. Tom holds his arm up poised with a fist, but Joey grabs him quickly, and the two men shove and push each other. They go down to the floor where they go at it with fists, pushing and shoving. Tom, you crazy? The two women try unsuccessfully to grab and pull them apart. Joey, you're messing with the wrong guy. Don't try to be smart. Tom, oh yeah, moron? Giselle, okay, that's enough. Both of you. Joey, the only moron here is the one Mike from his corner. Hey, come on, everybody calm down. I don't believe this. The women keep trying, grabbing from behind as the men get more agitated with each other. Jenny to Giselle. You know, this would be the perfect time to take off together. Giselle gives Jenny a very angry, disapproving look as the men continue while the women's vain efforts to stop them is weakened now by their own volley, and the men go at it more like wrestlers, grunting and saying unintelligible sounds while their wives are having their own yelling fight. Giselle. No, Jenny. In fact, you're the reason we're in this mess. Jenny. Oh, I suppose you were just there watching from the sidelines. Giselle. Oh, don't give me that. You know it's because you came here now. Suddenly, a gunshot hits the doorpost. Everybody freezes, scared and shocked, and all eyes are now on the suddenly reappeared Josh, standing on the staircase with Joey's gun in his hand, who, himself frightened, points the gun at Tom's face. Josh. Stop, everybody! I only want the fighting to stop. Joey. That's my boy. Josh. I didn't want to see such violence in my house. Mike. That's my boy. Joey gives him a deriding look. Josh, looking straight at Tom. Please go. I have to live here. Tom, yeah, I'll go, and I'm going to report you. Josh shows the same fear as all those other times he was threatened with being locked up. Joey, no, you're not going to do no such thing because you came here threatening and pulling out your gun first. Tom, doesn't matter. He doesn't have a permit to operate it. Joey, I have a permit and license, but I don't pull it out to threaten someone in their own home. Josh, pleading, I was acting in self-defense of my father. Tom, come on, Jan, let's go. And now you see why he leads his petrified wife out the door. Joey pats Josh on the back. Joey to Josh, good work. Josh, sure, Dad. Police sirens are immediately heard. Joey puts his hand on Josh's shoulder. Joey to Josh, listen to me. No one was in danger, so don't worry. Just keep quiet in front of the cops. He quickly grabs his gun back and shoves it in his pants just as the doorbell rings. Joey, okay, everybody act civil. The only one who fired off their gun was Tom. None of us fired. Are we clear? Before anyone, Giselle and Mike specifically has a chance to respond, Joey opens the door to the three officers standing there, along with Tom and Jenny. First officer, sorry to bother you folks. We got a call that someone heard a gun go off in this house. Tom pointing at Joey, then Josh. It was his gun and that kid tried to murder me. Joey, halfway into Tom's sentence. This man pulled out his gun at me after I told him to get out of Tom. No, wait a minute. You grabbed me first. First officer loud. All right, hold up. All of you. Is anybody hurt, first of all? Tom pointing to a slight scar below his right eye. This is where he laid in on me. Joey, after you pulled out the gun, it was self-defense. First officer, hold up, hold up, hold up. Okay, so other than that scar under this gentleman's eyes, there were no injuries? Tom, well, that's enough, isn't it? You can put the cuffs on now. First officer, all right, please, calm down. I'll let you know when I need information. Okay. The other two officers move in position to back him up. First officer, now, let me ask again. Is anybody hurt? Giselle, no officer. Thank God. First officer, okay. Now, other than these two who came in with us, does everybody else live here? Giselle, yes, officer. Mike, I'm the father and grandfather. First officer, okay now. I need one person, please, to tell me what happened and what led to the gun going off. Just one of you. Mike, we were having a family dinner. All of a sudden, there was a loud knock at the door. My son went to answer it, and this woman came in looking upset. Tom, he's going to tell it his way to make us look bad. But this boy fired a gun. Mike, wait a minute. You had a gun pointed at this man who's my son, and the owner along with that woman of this house, which he just entered without permission. Joey, after his wife, the angry woman, had entered and started accusing my wife. First officer, hands stopping all talk. All right, everybody, please. Just short answers. First of all, whose gun was it? Giselle, there were two guns, officer. First officer, hands still up. That I believe. Now, let's go one at a time. Who fired the shot? Tom, pointing at Josh. He did. First officer to Josh. Did you fire at him? Josh, no, he's lying because... Joey, I'll take it, son. It was, pointing at Tom, his gun, and he fired it. Tom, they're both lying. I was just mad at my wife and sorry the fight had to happen here. First officer, excuse me? Did you point a gun at... I don't know who to trust. To Jenny. Man, did your husband point a gun or fire a gun at anybody? Mike, agitated. No, my son and him were having words, and then this man, Tom, he was behaving like a maniac. Joey, but you pulled out the gun. Tom, you tried to assault me. First officer, wait a minute, stop, sir. Did you pull out a gun in self-defense? Tom, that was it. But it wasn't my gun that went off. Mine fell on the floor after he hit me. First officer to Joey. You know that's an offense, Joey, because he's not telling it the way it happened. In fact, first officer, let me try again. Giselle, you seem like the calmest one here. Just so briefly, did your husband threaten or beat this man? Joey, he entered our house illegally. Joe, he's right. Jenny, he was coming for me, and I know this woman very well. First officer, again, restraining movements, then pointing at Giselle. Excuse me, nobody but this woman talked. Now, did your husband threaten or beat this man before he pulled out his gun? Giselle. Officer, my husband asked this woman several times to leave, which she ignored, and after her husband came in after her, he asked her to leave too, which she refused to do as well. Tom, I didn't refuse. First officer, sir, please, you'll get your chance. Now it's her turn, or I'll arrest you for disorderly conduct. Go on, man. Giselle, he threatened both of us women with an ultimatum to stay away from each other or else. First officer, or else what? Giselle, he didn't say what else, but it was very rude and threatening sounding. He actually did try to take my phone away from me and assault me when I was in his house. First officer, why were you in his house? Giselle, separate business. His wife here and me were friends, but after the way he carried on, I got really scared, and I never wanted to go back there or see either of them again. First officer, do, do you want to file a report on that incident? Giselle, a restraining order against the two of them would be sufficient. I don't want to get involved in their business. First officer, we can file that on both families. Was that the other time when he intimidated you the first time? Giselle, yes. I had never met him before, and I wasn't intimidated, just frightened. First officer, okay, thank you, ma'am. Let's bring it back to before he pulled out the gun. Did you or your husband or anyone else do anything to provoke him? Giselle, well, looks at Joey remorsefully. Joey was kind of getting intimidating in the same way, but it's something understandable since these two just barged in, interrupting our meal, and wouldn't listen after we both asked them to leave nicely. First officer, so this couple was being belligerent, which made your husband belligerent? Danny makes a disgruntled face. Just you answer. Danny and Tom both look disgusted at him. Giselle, Tom gave me an ultimatum not to go back there, even though I had long ago made that decision. And Joey, my husband, got offended and got in his face. Tom, that's right. First officer, hey, I said not another word out of you. Can you get more specific? Get in his face? How? Giselle, he got really close to him. That's something I'd be intimidated by if someone did that to me. And that's when he pulled out the gun. First officer, who pulled out the gun? Giselle, pointing at Tom. Him. First officer, and then? Giselle, everybody froze. That's when I snuck away to the kitchen to call 911 when Jenny was yelling at her husband and put the gun away. First officer, and then? Giselle, that's when these two got into a scuffle with fists. First officer, so what happened with the gun being fired? Because that was what was reported. Giselle, wait, I didn't get to that yet. It was all crazy, and us two women and my father-in-law were busy trying to break these two apart. First officer, wait a minute, I'm missing something. If he was pointing the gun at your husband who had frozen, how did your husband then manage to engage him with fists? Giselle, well, I had gone in the other room, and when I got back, Tom squirms while she's talking, then throws his arm up in a gesture of futility. Giselle, she was yelling at him, and they were fighting. First officer, and the gun? Giselle, I didn't see the gun. Jenny, he had dropped it on the floor. First officer to Jenny, why? Jenny, because that man lunged at him. First officer indicating Giselle. All right, thank you. Let me get back to this woman. Ma'am, did you see the gun drop? Giselle hesitates a while then. No, when I snuck out to make the call, his wife was yelling at him, trying to grab the gun out of his hand. When I got back, they were fighting. That's all I saw. First officer, did you see the gun being fired? Giselle, oh yes, now I remember. I was fighting with her over who was responsible for this happening in the first place, and that might have distracted my husband enough that Tom had a chance to recover his gun and shoot it, but it hit the wall and nobody got hurt. First officer, you saw him take aim at your husband and shoot the gun? Giselle, no, officer. It was such a mess. I just saw him fire it, but he may have just been shooting in the air to scare Joey off. Because in that instant, everything stopped. Tom, quietly, surreptitiously to Jenny with French teeth. Tom, it was the boy. Oh, Jenny. Oh, officer, can I talk, please? First officer, all right. As long as we already established how the gun went off. Can I see the bullet hole, please? Jenny, but wait, it was over here. He points to and moves toward the doorpost. Jenny, and my husband was facing in the opposite direction. It was the boy. Giselle, oh, how convenient. Throw him under the bus. How depraved can you get? Jenny, I swear, officer, I'm not just saying that. First officer, all right, quiet again. She jogged. Young man, Joey, my wife's right. She's lying to protect her husband. First officer, loud, then regular volume. Quiet, son. Josh, I got really scared because he had the gun pointed at my dad. I swear, officer. First officer. And so you fired the second gun because, right? There's two guns? Jenny, yes, and he appeared out of nowhere. First officer, who appeared out of nowhere? That boy with another gun, I swear. First officer, is that true, young man? Josh, no. Joey, the gun, which was his gun, went off accidentally. First officer, hey, that's it. I don't have time for this. Giselle, he's telling the truth, officer. First officer, guns don't just go off accidentally. Whichever one of you fired it, you committed a felony punishable with up to 7 years in prison. But since we don't have any proof of anybody, we're going to run a background check on all of you. Those of you who live here, wait here for Tom and Jenny. You two come with me and sit in the police car while I and my fellow officers run a check of all of you and your guns. If I find anything on either gun, I will seize the weapon and place the owner on the APPS, which prohibits the possession of any kind of firearms. I'm also going to run a background check on each person here. Josh shows his classic terror here. So in addition to the two weapons, you'll need everybody's ID, and the two of you will come wait with us in your car, while the rest of you stay here. And Turner, the house, living room, night. Joey, you did good, son, but you gotta be really careful. I don't trust them cops, especially after all the trouble you're in. Mike, yeah, you took a really big chance there. I'm going to have a talk with you about gun safety. Anything could have happened. Joey, okay, Dad. Makes a hand across Nick's sign to nip it. Josh, I hope they don't arrest me. How come you didn't say we have the right to remain silent or call a lawyer? Mike, I don't think that would have helped us in this case. If they do arrest you, then definitely I'll call Gerald. The officers entered the house and the family members stand with fearful anticipation. And that's where we left it for this episode, a little bit longer than usual, episode 42, The Right to Bear Arms. Thank you very much, everybody. I hope that you have a great day or night or whatever time it is while you're listening to this. And now, oops, we got to shut off the thing and save it and send it to Spotify. I need it. Come on.